Hello, everybody. We have such an amazing live planned for you today. Victoria is going to be joining me from her house, and I'm here in the design room. And we have such a fun, I would say, like podcast style interview that's going to happen between the both of us, a conversation that's going to happen between the both of us. And we're going to be giving away, I'm going to be giving away shop credit from our shop, and I think she's going to be giving away an energy drink, and then at the end we have limited quantity of energy drinks that we're going to be selling to you on the live, so you're going to have to stay all the way until the end of the live to get it. So this is not going to be a typical live where I am selling things. This is going to be an informative live where we talk about ourselves, and it's going to be like podcast style. So I'm gonna wait until Victoria hops on, and I'm gonna hopefully save the live. I don't know how to, or if it's going to save the live. I'm gonna wait until she joins on, and then I'll invite her, and then we'll get started. So I want to know, are you guys putting your kids to bed, or is your husband putting your kids to bed? What's happening tonight? Is this your me time? Let me know, is this your me time? Hi. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Mom. My mom actually just left. Usually we do the lives on the business, so on Ellie's Bows, and we're selling products. But this time around, I wanted you guys to get to know Victoria a little bit better, get to know myself a little bit better. We're going to be doing some fun giveaways, and I'd like to continue this style of live, not only selling things, but getting to know other entrepreneurs and, their journey and their products. It's like a new style of live that I'm doing. So you guys will let me know if you like it. We've done this live in the past. And this is the first time that we're going to be doing it with Victoria. Okay, Victoria asked to join the live, so I'm going to try to accept. Hello. Hello, busy lady.
How are you guys?
Are you getting fed up of hearing from me?
No, not at all. I love it. I actually was on your other page, and then I was like, what am I doing? It's this page.
I know it gets confusing. I've been contacting Victoria through 3 different forms of, social media, and I'm even getting confused at this point. I'm like, where's the conversations heading?
Where did I ask you this? Where did I ask you that?
I'm really,
I love it.
really bad. Yeah, so I've been bothering Victoria for the past month, right?
In the best way possible.
Well, you're too kind, but I don't think so. I've been bothering you for the past month now, and I feel bad. And guess what? I'm going to be at your studio on Friday. Yeah, and I'm bringing my sister. So.
Oh my gosh.
So
I'm so happy.
Anybody who is on this live and wants to see both of us in person, come join us. We're going to be working our butts off.
It's going to be so fun. I mean, Friday is really fun too because it's Friday, but then also it's like a little smaller group, more intimate. Get to work out, work your abs. It's so good.
Yeah, and I mentioned before in the live, I don't know if you can hear me. I'm like yelling because I feel like you're so far away.
No,
you can
good.
You can tell I'm not used to doing these conversational lives. Usually I'm just talking to the camera and no one's answering me. So I'm a little bit awkward today.
No,
but I was telling our followers that after we discuss a little bit about business, we're going to be doing a giveaway. I'm going to be giving us credit to the shop, to Ellie's Bows, $25. Yay. And then I think you're giving a package, like the energy drinks like this.
Oh, yeah.
And then I said,
energy drinks to go.
Yes. And then I said, we have a limited amount of energy drinks that we're going to be selling on the live. So if they stay all the way to the end, they get
even
that
more
fun little package. Yeah. So I want to just introduce myself, I don't know, to your followers, and to reintroduce.
Followers are logging in, so introduce yourself, girl, because you have an amazing story too. Let's go.
Yeah. So I'm Lambrini, and I am the owner of Ellie's Bows. We've been full-time at Ellie's Bows for 5 years. So we're an online shop that sells hair accessories for women and children. And
they're so good. Yeah. They're so cute.
Thank you. They're handmade, so they're made with love. So you guys can go check it out on our website or on our Instagram page, elliesbows.com. But I've always been in sales, just to let everybody know. Before this, I was district sales manager for Group Dynamite, and I went on a burnout. Okay, so that was my first like big depression burnout. I wasn't happy with myself. I wasn't happy with my job, and I wanted something that I could stay home and be with my kids and didn't have to give my boss an excuse to say, oh, my kids are sick again. And, one of the reasons, one of the things she would always tell me that would just drive me bananas was, well, what are you feeding them? Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know how to feed my kids. So
No.
yeah, there were like passive aggressive comments like that that just made me feel like, why am I busting my butt for someone else? And I was doing so well at my previous job. I was top DSS. I won DSS of the year. Like it wasn't time to leave,
Yeah.
but my body was just telling me like, you
Cut out.
gotta get out of here.
You
Get
know
out,
what's
get out
crazy,
and get out quick.
Brittany, is like a lot. I mean, myself too, but a lot of people, the the final straw. It's always like a small comment and a small thing that, like, for me, that was basically what I said no, and I went full time too. It was just like one little comment, which I'll share my story later, but is one comment I was like, it's not about the money, it's not about the actual job. I loved what I was doing, but it's like the comments, and I was like, I can't live like this the rest of my life. So it's
No, and
very
it's
similar.
crazy. And you feel it. Like you just like I knew in my bones that was it. I went to my doctor. I got a like a burnout,
Yeah,
sick
slip or
leave.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, sick leave. And that's when my doctor told me like now's your opportunity to go full force into your business. And that's what I've been doing ever since. Like I've been
So
the road
good.
runner. Just running, running, running and trying to survive because it's a crazy field to be in, especially on Instagram in 2024, it's like the competition and everything all
Crazy.
around you just eats you up. And I wanted to get into a segue of like how I met you before you tell
Mm.
your story, because I think that's important because I'm thinking that my customers are like, well, why is she
Yeah.
doing this with Victoria? So
How did this
yeah, like
collaborate together?
how
Yeah.
did they meet? So the funny thing is that my body was trying to give me another signal of, okay, this is not going good. Like you've got to slow down. And thankfully I knew the signs of a burnout like before. And I had seen you on my Instagram page. Like I spied on you. Like I was a secret follower, like, oh, what is she
So
doing
many
today? Or
people do that too. They're like, I've been following you for 4 years. I'm ready. I'm like, oh my
yeah.
God.
So I was one of those. And, I'm not going to lie, I had asked around. I had gotten other people's references, like not references, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like their
info.
field
Yeah.
info in that field. And I don't know, I just like connected to you. You were English. Like I just felt like I felt, and my mom said the same thing about you. Like when I look at your Instagram page or when I see you on your lives or when I see you in person, you just exude this light. And I think it's
Oh,
contagious. Like you're just
that's
so
so
bright
nice.
and happy and like motivated that I was like, hell yeah, I want that too. Right. So
I love it.
I got
It's so
into it,
good.
and then I met you, and then I was like, no, I have to be part of her team because like,
So
I
fun.
think that there's something bigger out there. Like I just felt so good with the products and I felt so good with you that it just felt all genuine to me. And I feel like that's something that isn't always the case when it comes to these types of products
Yeah.
and that type of direct selling. So that's why I'm like doing this interview with you and getting to know you better. And I
Yeah.
want my clients to get to know you better and get to know the products a little bit better. Since I'm so new at it, I'm always asking you and I'm always up your butt.
You're learning. You're learning.
Um,
It's good.
yeah.
It's so good.
So that's basically my story and how we
I
know
love
each
it.
other. So now I can ask you what your
Yeah. And
story
I
is.
just want to add, like, for my followers who don't know you, guys, Lambrini, make like you inspire me so
Oh,
much when you like briefly share
yeah,
with
so
me
nice.
like, oh my gosh, I started, during the pandemic and because of a burnout and all the things, and then it's like you're like, yeah, I just started doing lives and I would start selling my products on a live. I was like, girl, that is amazing. Like most people don't have the patience, they don't have the like the grit or the willingness to like stick around that long, and like you're in a bow business, like it's accessories that takes a lot of like small detailed work from making it to shipping it out. Like there's so many things. So I was like, this is a boss lady here. Like 2 kids, like
I know I didn't
family, everything. Like it's
even
it's really
mention that,
cool.
eh? I do have two kids.
Yeah, yeah. Seriously, so cool. And you look amazing. What the heck?
Oh well.
I'm like out of a workout. You look so good.
No, this is a filter, but I did do 2 workouts today and I do feel amazing.
So good.
So,
So yeah, I mean, how I my story it's pretty crazy, but I basically grew up like overweight my whole life, single mom household. So my mom was like doing the best she could with what she had, but it was just definitely a very challenging lifestyle. And so we were eating takeout all the time.
mm.
And
Who's guilty of that? Type that in the comments. Like, who's guilty of it?
yeah, if you have been in a situation where you're eating takeout all the time, I was that person for many, many years, literally since my youngest memory. That was just our lifestyle. And it was fine, but I always talk about vision. Like I was young, but I had a vision because my friends were skinny and my friends were like in shape and they were athletic and I was not. And I was just dealing with the situation that I was dealt in as a kid. And so from a young age, I wanted to be better, but I knew like, I mean, 10 years old, you're like, I don't pay the bills. I don't do the groceries. So I can't really make the decision.
Yeah.
But long story short, my mom put me in dance. And so dance taught me like discipline and it had a lot of recreation and got me outside of the negative household. But even in dance, you guys, like I was very overweight. Everyone else was skinny, and I was like, I'm just different, and I struggled with my weight a lot. And then my boss was like, Zumba's being created and coming to Canada. We should go get certified. And now everybody knows what Zumba is, but back then, like no one knew what that was. Like I was like, what kind of word is that? That's so weird. So I get certified in Zumba. I start teaching, and I would teach the class and see stars and like be sick.
Oh, wow.
So my fitness was very, very good, but my nutrition was not. And I was like, I want to get into nutrition, but I don't know how. I don't have the money to do another degree. I was already in my university degree. And so I was actually graduated therapeutic recreation specialist. So basically, it's therapy, like fitness therapy for seniors. So I was the head of the senior home in Vaudreuil over here. I loved it. Like I really, really loved it. Do a stage and they tell me, okay, so you're gonna have the job, everything you want for $14 an hour.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
was like, oh my God, I just did university schooling, all this stuff. And I'm gonna like this is what's my life's gonna be at a senior home, working weekends, nights, all the things, $14 an hour. There's no way. So my life really like I gained a perspective of like, I don't know if I could do this. And my grandparents were like, you know, Vic, you're into fitness. What if you really go all in? And so I got an email to try this new challenge, which is like a challenge that you're doing.
That's
And I was like, let me try the
that's
challenge
that's the
because,
February challenge. I just don't stop
yeah,
talking about.
the February challenge. So basically, 9 years ago, it's almost 10 years in March, I got an email to join a challenge and they were saying we're bringing this nutrition concept to Canada. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. I'm really good in fitness. I really love what I do, but I need help with nutrition. And so I joined the challenge. I lost 40 pounds in 3 months. It completely changed my life. I was like, I don't know what this is, but I'm going to take this for the rest of my life. And Lambrini, you said it
Like a
very
drug.
well. Like, it's like if you don't know what it is and then you just get into it, it's like so natural. You're like, wow, I don't realize like how good I feel. I'm just gonna do this. But I do think like we have like this skeptical part of ourselves, or we judge it. We're like, oh, what is that? I'm not sure. But then when you're just like, you know what, let me just try.
I think
Then people are like,
the
wow,
thing you told me that really stood out to me the most is when I first met you. And I was like, you've been taking this for like, 9 years now, Victoria. Like, come on,
yeah,
you take the same thing as I'm taking. I was very skeptic about it and I was worried to take the products for so long. And you're like, yeah, but if you weren't taking the products, you'd just be shoving your mouth with like cheeseburgers and hot dogs. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I've been doing for the past,
yeah,
35 years of my life is eating like crap, drinking sodas, just such a unhealthy lifestyle, and I'm not questioning that one bit. But the thing that's making me feel so good about myself and the thing that's giving me energy, I'm like, well, I can't take it longer than X
yeah.
amount of time. So when you said that to me, I was like, huh,
I'm always
yeah.
like, if not this, then what? Like ice caps and burgers? Like, no, I don't want that either. So, no, it definitely, I was somebody who was drinking 6 coffees a day. I love coffee.
Yeah,
I
me
still
too.
drink coffee,
I
but
don't
like, I was
I
drinking
don't
so many
anymore.
coffees a day. Yeah, now it's more like a treat. It's not that I need it every day. So, I found a huge change in energy. I had results. I felt amazing. People were asking me what I was doing because I was teaching the classes. I was melting in front of their eyes. They were like, every time you come in, you're smaller and smaller. And so when I graduate the program and they give me this degree and like this job, I was like, what if I go all in health coaching? And so my grandfather was like, you're already making decent income doing that. What if you go all in? And so I got a mentor and I really like took the business seriously, and I just like took off from there. I never had to go back. But I did love what I did. For me at the senior home, the comment that got me was, I specialize in Alzheimer's. And so I would go
Mm.
into the Alzheimer's ward during lunch because I didn't want to sit in my office. I wanted to go hang out with like my favorite people. And my boss came to me one day and was like, you can't do that anymore. Like, you need to go eat lunch in your office. And I was like, in my head, honestly, I think Frank's home, so my dog is gonna bark a bit. Honestly, I really thought like this man is gonna pass away and like I'm gonna go eat lunch in my office. Like that doesn't make sense to
Yeah.
me, you know? So that, and then I really wanted to change people's lives and have an impact. And I'm like, if working at a senior home, is that really going to have an impact? And that was the biggest thing, was like, I wanted to make an impact on people. And yeah, through nutrition, I think like, yeah, fitness is amazing, but what we're putting in our mouth and our energy levels and how we feel and our like blood tests at the end of the day, like we don't want heart attacks, we don't want issues. Like that was what was going to make an impact in the long term. So yeah, 9 years, almost 10 years. Been
Good for
doing
you.
it.
You're such an inspiration. Like I see you on stage and I'm like, holy cow. It
It's
is not
crazy.
easy. It is not easy to be in like, selling products whatsoever. And then, like you said, with all the people that are skeptic about it, you've been through so many challenges and hurdles that, yeah, I can't
Yeah.
even imagine. And the thing that got me is I've tried so many other
Mhm.
products. Like you have no idea. I've struggled with my weight my whole entire life too. Like I was always yo-yoing, and the last time I felt good about myself and about my body was when I met my husband. So that's like
Mhm.
15 years ago. That's a
Wow.
long time to be unhappy with your body.
Yeah.
And like, you just get into such bad habits of eating fast food and whatever. And I found, some diets work, some didn't, but the minute that you step off course, or like the minute that for me was like the minute I went off of mat leave, like the minute I went back
Yeah.
to work, well then it's so hard to measure your food and to count your calories and to get your workouts in. Like it was just so hard to do that. And I found with like Herbalife that it's so easy. Like I don't even have to
Yeah.
think about it. Like I don't
It's
have
a
to prepare my
no-brainer.
meal. I don't have to like cook my meal in the morning and be like, oh my God, like it's just so easy. It's 2 seconds. It's like pouring water. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's so easy. And that's what I loved about it, is that it gave me immediate results, and I felt better, and it's easy. Like it's like,
Yeah.
you know,
People people ask a lot like, what's the difference if I eat real food? It's like you still eat real food. You're eating 5 times a day. You're eating real food. Actually, I don't believe in skipping meals for just products. Like that's not the train of thought. That's not the philosophy. But here's the thing. Are you willing to have 5 meals of like chicken and broccoli every day? No. And so can we replace that with like a breakfast shake? Can we make it
I don't
easier for
know.
you? Can we have the
Oh,
protein juice?
I
Like
don't
it's
know if I'm
easier.
crazy or whatever, but like my cravings have completely like gone away.
Yeah.
And I know it's part of the effect of the product, but I'm telling you, like my kids are eating a completely different meal than me. Like
Yeah.
I'm eating like chicken and salad or chicken and beans or whatever it is that I'm eating. And my kids are eating pasta, and they're eating their regular meals that they like because they're not too keen on vegetables and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, the first like I would say the first 5 times that I sat in front of them, I was like, oh man, I really want that spaghetti,
Yeah.
But afterwards, I'm like, oh, well, I feel so good and I don't crave it at all. So when I try to explain that to people, and there is skeptic, and I think like the only way that they can know that is
Try
to
it.
try the product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say
So
like definitely I like the energy kits that we're gonna like raffle away because those are really good to just try. Um, but I always say you don't know how good you can feel until you try it.
oh my God,
So
it's
then
crazy.
when people try it, they're like, wow, okay, now I really like I understand it. So I know we got a few comments, people want to try it. So if you guys want the products or want information or want an evaluation, I also do that personal programs for people with Lambrini. You can just comment me in the comments or whatever, and we'll take note of that. And then
I know I've seen a few faces here that like have already flagged
yeah.
me that they wanted the product, but I'm
Okay,
so
good.
happy that they're on the live too. Like continue to stay on the live because you'll learn a little bit more about the product, a little bit more about ourselves, and
Yeah.
we're giving away like products, right? We're going to be giving
Yes.
away a store credit from Ellie's Bows, and we're going to be giving away an energy kit that, and then we're going to be selling the energy kit. So if you want to try the product, that would be a great way too to come on and to stay
Yeah.
on. Okay, so I heard about your success in joining in and how great it was for you and your grandfather encouraging you, which is like amazing. I see your
Yeah, it's so
grandparents on your
cute.
stories, and I'm like,
I
that's
know
so cute.
they're the best.
But what was your biggest challenge entering into this business?
Mm. I would probably say, okay, obviously there's so many different things, and it's funny. I was talking to a best friend of mine. She's also in the business, and she was like, Vic, we have so many seasons of life. So it's like, what was our biggest challenge in life? Like, oh, well, maybe when you had kids, that was challenging, or like, there's so many different
Yeah.
things. But I would say at the beginning, it was like people's judgment. And I'm somebody who takes a lot of things personally. So it's crazy, you guys. Like I opened a gym. Okay, so we opened, so from the senior home, I say no to the senior home. I open a gym. It's this beautiful gym concept. Like it's marble, like it's beautiful. I do like thousands of invitations. I create like this huge event. Like it's ready to go. We have all this stuff. None of my friends came. None of my family came except my grandparents. Like everybody I knew, no one came, but the public came. I had like 100 random people that came, but like people I knew did not come.
And it's
So it's
crazy.
like, it's
Like
crazy.
your community becomes your friends. Like I as well experienced that. Like I found that no one was willing to help in the
It's
beginning. Like no one,
weird.
like
It's a
they were
weird,
scared to even like say me, they're like, oh no, I don't want to, like they almost avoid you.
yeah,
And it's sad, right? Because you're expecting so much from them because they're your friends and they're your
yeah,
family, and then you find a bigger support in the people who are following you, strangers, like you said, and they become your
literally.
community. Yeah.
So it's crazy because today we did our wedding meeting and I was looking at the guest list and my whole guest list, it's all like previous clients. Like clients have become like my
The
best
people who,
friends who've
yeah,
become like, it's so crazy. So I think too there's an analogy about like I think it's a shrimp or maybe a lobster. Like a lobster is they're all in a tank and as soon as one climbs up, another lobster pulls it down. And it's actually a thing. And I think like when we open a business, when people do anything, they decide to, I don't know, go back to school, they decide to start a business, they decide anything. Anytime you're like achieving an advancement in life, having a baby, like it could be anything, your current people, they either like will support you, which most of the time they don't, or they're jealous or envious or they don't like that you're changing, so they try and pull you down. And that was really, I mean, I would say like there's still moments now, 9 years later, that I'm like, why did that person have to write that? Why did they like have to unfollow? Why did they have to comment? Why, like it
yeah.
still
I
gets
have,
to me, but
oh my
not as
God.
much.
It's so funny you're saying that because I can
Yeah,
1000% relate. First of all, I have anxiety, so
for
like
sure.
I take things the wrong way all the time, and I tend to overthink everything. But
Yeah,
I still take things personally. Like if I see something and it like a I don't want to give specific
yeah,
examples of things that have happened, but it'll really hurt my heart. You know what I mean? And I take it so personally, and I'm like, I have to back away, and I have to talk to Chris about it, my husband, and I have to say like, but why aren't you so upset at it? You know how hard I work,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then he's just like, why? Why are you wasting your precious energy? Like you're too talented to just waste it on that one person.
yeah.
And I'm still having a really hard time in life
So
getting over that.
something my mentor told me years ago, he was like, never take the opinions of others that you wouldn't switch places with.
Yeah.
And that's like my biggest thing. So like people will come to me like, "Oh, you should really do this and you should really do that." And they think like it's a know-it-all. And I'm like, you're not even an entrepreneur. You've never been through my shoes. You don't even know fitness. You don't like so many we're in a society where like everybody is just like overwhelming with like decisions or an analysis or opinions and like everybody's talking, but it's like at the end of the day like would I switch places with you? Do you have more success? If yes, then I'll consider. But if you're just talking to talk, I'm like, I'm obviously very polite and I probably love that person, but I'm not going to actually change what I'm doing,
Yeah.
Because a
Yeah.
lot of people, and I love feedback, but at the same time, it's like we're human. Like we can only do so
Exactly.
much.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. And I don't think people realize how much we actually do, like how much it entails to run your
Yeah.
own business. Like it's bananas. So when people come
Yeah.
and give me advice, I'm like, thanks, and I have a hard time with that. I
Yeah.
do because I'm
It's
like,
hard.
I have a hard time because I want to like bite back and be like, well, you don't like, I did this and this and this, and then I just I have to swallow it
Yeah,
and
let it
just shut up.
go.
At some
Same,
point, I
same.
have to let it go because I can't. Like in the beginning, that's how I was, and I was taking everything personal. I'm still working on it,
Same.
to be honest. I'm really working on it. But
We're in
yeah,
the same
and there's
boat, girl.
like,
We're
oh
in the
yeah,
same boat.
it's so hard. Well, we're working. That's what counts,
Yeah,
right? We're getting better every day.
yeah,
And another thing that I find hard is like you want everybody to like you. Like I want everybody to love my product and to love me. And then, if I see that, they don't or they prefer something else, I'm always like so
yeah.
heartbroken.
Like take it personally. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I think I've had
And
so many people that, I mean, fitness is a bit different, but I mean, the same actually. So they'll start with me, they'll get amazing results, and then especially girls will get like a bit of an ego. Like, think of a young girl loses like 50 pounds, transforms her life. She's super like, oh my God, I'm the shit, which is totally fine. It's like you have great confidence. And then they go try another trainer, and I'm like, I just poured my whole life into your body.
yeah,
But then here's the thing, they always come back, So I do believe in that. It's like at the end of the day, what you give, like whatever you give, you will get back in return. So it's like they all come back. Now 9 years, like when they go, I'm like, all right, I'll see you in a year, and they come back.
yeah. Well, you've been so consistent in your business too, which is so nice to
Yeah,
see, because I don't
that's
think
important.
yeah, I think
Very.
that's like, yeah, I think most of the time when people are looking for a representative or a fitness, like they're always
Oh,
like, okay, yeah, but she dabbed into this and she dabbed into that. And that was my fear too
yeah,
in joining your team. I'm like, well, I don't want to lose out on my bows and I don't want to mix up the both of them. And I don't want, you
yeah,
know, I don't want people to look at me and say like, well, what is she doing? She knows nothing about this. So, and I think that's many people's fears when it's time to make that decision of whether
yeah.
or not they want to join your team.
I think the most important thing is that being authentic. And I think I told you this, but I've been telling a lot of new girls joining the team. It's like the more authentic you are, the better. And so for me, it was always like, listen, I lost 40 pounds. I feel really good. You can join me or you don't have to join
Mm.
me, Or I'm trying this thing and I was able to lose 15 pounds. Like if you want help and you're open, like cool. If not, like totally cool too.
So like,
And
what
just
is
being
your,
authentic about it.
I'm curious to know what your methods are. Like, do you like cold text? Like, I'm not gonna say cold call because I know like that's not
I
cool
would
no more.
say so okay, so basically the way I see business and everything is like you have a circle of influence, whether it's bows, whether it's fitness, whether it's real estate, whether it's any kind of business. It's like you have a circle of influence of people that know you. And my mentor used to say, eventually, after a year or two, you're going to run out of the circle of influence. Everybody's going to know
Yeah,
about you, and now you need to expand your influence. So, like, yeah, we used to do like cold messaging. Now it's more like an influence of I'll follow new people. I'll like engage with people that I want to work with. Now it's been 9 years. I can be a little bit more picky, quote unquote. I like to send coupons. Like when it's your birthday, I like to send you something for your birthday. That's a big thing that we do. And then I love referrals. So like you have friends that see your results, like let me help you with the referrals, and I'll work referrals a lot. And like you said at the beginning, I really get close with my clients. Like I know their kids, I know their pets, I know everything about them. So they just naturally are like, oh, my cousin really wants to lose weight. Can you help me? Boom.
yeah.
Like it's an easy referral because I do love people. A client of mine yesterday, she was like, Vic, I've had so many trainers. You're the most passionate.
Hmm.
Like you love what you do. I was like, yes, I don't wake up daily thinking, oh, I have a job. Like I wake up like, okay, who do I get to see today? What's gonna be their story? Like I have chills thinking about it. Like we laugh, we talk. Like I hang out after I train them. We talk about
So
life,
are there
like all the things. So
any days you just wake up and you're like, oh God, I gotta do this?
yeah, girl,
Okay.
for sure. There are days
Like,
that
are
are
you
like,
normal? Like,
yes, yes. People ask, it's so funny you say that because a lot of my clients, husbands will be like, do you ever have a bad day? They'll like pull me aside. They'll be like, do you ever have a bad day? Because she just watches you and like you're always happy. Like, yes, majority of the time I'm happy. We should ask Frank the real answer. He's like in the back. But there are days like we're human. There are days 100%. I just think that because I had such a bad like upbringing, I'm very fast to switch, like, okay, but things could be a lot
mm,
worse. Like, when I'm not
that's so
okay,
good.
I think about, like, there's people dying. There's people who can't walk. Like, I
Oh my
get
gosh.
very dark.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
but you know what? You really gave me that kick in the butt too, because I remember complaining to you. And guys, I lost
yeah,
15 pounds in
that's a
30
perfect
days.
example.
I I lost 15 pounds in 30 days. And like the first 3 weeks, I was just
You
so mad at myself because I
you were
wasn't
so
seeing,
discouraged.
I
I
was
was
so
like, what the heck?
discouraged. I was like, why haven't I lost more? Like, I'm kicking ass. I feel great. Like, why? And I was so hard on myself. And like, that's one thing about myself that I really have to work on is I need immediate validation. I need immediate reactions.
Mm,
I need immediate results. Like, and I'm such a passionate person like you. I put my heart and my soul. And when I do something, I do it like, when
all
I
in.
decide I'm doing it, I do it like 4,000%. Like
Yeah.
I'm crazy. And if I don't get that instant like gratification or that instant results, like I'll eat a salad for 3 days and I'll be like, why haven't I lost 10
Yeah.
pounds? You know, like I'm that crazy.
I always say women, if they don't see results in 3 days, they're gone. You got three
Oh yeah.
days. Like there's 3 days that they gotta feel it or they gotta see it or you lost them,
Yeah.
especially women. So it's true.
Oh no, but I'm like the next day. Anyway, so I was bothering Victoria and I was sending her pictures of myself and I was like, my husband's not taking the photos, but I don't see a difference. Like I was baby lala, you know, like I wanted more and more and more. And then here she is, she pops up on the videos and she's like, you know, some of my
I had like
clients, I remember what you said to,
three
you know,
messages like you that day. I was like, I gotta do a
yeah,
story.
you're like some of my clients are, you know, wanting results quicker, but give yourself grace. And you woke up this morning, like you have a body to work on. You woke up this morning, you have kids, you've birthed kids from this body. Like give yourself some
Yeah.
grace and be proud of where you came from. And that was like, I'm gonna start tearing up now and I don't want to, but that was a literal slap in the face. And I was like, what the, like, why am I so unhappy with myself when I've accomplished
So much.
so much in such little time, and I've birthed these two amazing kids, and people can't even birth them and have the
Yeah.
body that I have. You know what I mean? Anyways, it really brought me to like a place where I was like, oh my God. I even saved your story because I was like, I have to go back and watch
Watch
this
it.
over and over again when I'm feeling like this.
Yeah.
But it's so hard. And I think that's one of my biggest challenges is I'm so hard on myself with everything business. Um, I just expect, you know, such high results. And when I don't get them, the level of discouragement that I have
Yeah.
is like, it's so hard to pick me back up off that floor.
Mm.
And you know, that message that the message that you sent globally to everybody really, really touched me. And I have to say that like, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, you
Girl,
kicked my butt
it's
on that
crazy
one.
because okay, so I had lost the weight and then I think that's where it comes from. I mean, first, definitely I always think like things could be a lot worse. Like seniors, I dealt with a lot of like special needs. So I've trained people that cannot walk. I trained people that can't even speak. I trained people that can't even barely turn their eyes. Like, so for me, I'm always like, okay,
We're
we're
so
able
grateful.
to walk. Like you could do it, you know? The other thing is that when I lost the weight, I had a crazy confidence. I was like, oh my God, I always wanted to be a model. I always wanted to be like a fitness girl. And then I had lost the 40 pounds. I felt amazing. And so I decided to do a competition. So I did 4 bikini competitions in 2 years because it was like my dream. But this is what I learned, okay? I got the best results. I came second place. I did Miss Canada. I did all these competitions. I was like on covers of magazines. Great. But then when you're at the top, I was the most loneliest, saddest, depressed person. Like I would come home, I was so negative, I was snappy, I was crying, I was very depressed, honestly. And I was living in my grandparents' house at the time because my parents had lost the house. And they had like an intervention. They literally sat me down, they were like, you can't do these competitions anymore. You're too negative, you're too
Is that
depressed,
because
like
you
you're
were
snapping at
too hard on
everybody.
yourself, or what was
I
it?
think just like, well, one, it's obviously very like taxing on your body. So like you're working out all the time, you're eating super well. Like all you do is eat, sleep, train. You have no like social life. But then I realized like you get to this point, your friends, you can't really hang out with friends. They don't understand your life. Like, so physically you're at the top of the world. You're like this number one fitness model, but then like you're so unhappy. And so I
Mm.
realized the joy was in the journey. The joy was like waking up at 5 a.m. It was the struggle, it was the challenge. Like I have chills again. Like if you don't go through anything, like then what's cool about life? Like if everything was
Mhm.
easy, would it be really significant? Would you change? Would you become a better person? So like for me it's like, okay, yeah, you want to look great, but it's actually like the journey. It's like the waking up and maybe you gain 2 pounds and then how do you learn about it? Is it your stress? Is it your sleep? Like why? Like hormones, like
Yeah.
just discovering all the things. So I've had like a few health issues too and hormone issues last year. And I would cry to myself, like, why me? Like, I'm so healthy. healthy, I do all the things, but it's like now I think of it as it's happening for me to learn so that I can help people.
Mm-hmm.
So
With the
it
same, yeah.
qualifies us. Like, why was I overweight? Well, it became the best success. Like, I was able to lose weight and help people. Why, like, you had 2 kids and you found yourself in a burnout. Well, now you're going to help all these people that went through a burnout that, went through it. So
Yeah,
a
and I'm
lot of the
getting so
time, like,
many.
yeah,
It's funny.
when you're in it, like the lowest part is always if you can get out, which if you see like gratitude, you can get out of it, and then that will be your like your biggest success if you don't quit. That's how I see it.
Yeah, for sure. And like the being vulnerable part too is so important in that, because the minute that I shared my story, I must have had like, I showed Chris the amount of messages, like I wrote everybody's name down and I was like, just look how many people are just
Yeah,
contacting me about how they feel.
yeah,
And each one said to me like, oh, I feel the exact same way, or
exact
I
same.
felt the exact same way. So, and like, and I hope that these people know how genuine I am when
Yeah,
I say my story. Like, my mom always tells me, like, Lambrini, it's crazy. Like, you're saying the truth. Like, I wish these people knew how you felt. Like, I was very upbeat and happy on my lives and upbeat and happy
yeah,
in, like, in posts that I would make, but I was depressed. Like, I was heading towards a burnout, and I knew it and I felt it. And, like, the switch that these products have helped
yeah.
me is crazy. Like, I used to blow up on my husband. I'm not even kidding, Victoria. Like, he would look at me wrong, and I'd be like, "What the
Are you
hell? Why
looking
did you
at
look
me?
at me like that for?" Like crazy. And he'd be like, he was like, scared at like some points to even answer me,
Yeah,
and like everything that I'm saying is just so genuine in my story. So I really hope that whoever's logging in today and whoever that did reach out to me, or is going to reach out to me in the future, knows how genuine I am when I say I've been
yeah,
there. Like, everything that I say, I've been there. Like, I know how it feels to wake up and not want to wake up. Like, like to just not even want to
yeah,
get out of bed in the morning.
yeah,
And that's
yeah.
where I was.
Right before I found the concept, I was in such a low. My stepdad was very abusive to me, and so I would like bang my head against the wall, and I was like, I just hope like I don't open my eyes.
Yeah.
Like that was, and then I would count. Like I was like, okay, I'm 16. How many more years do I live in this? Like when can I leave? When can I run away? When can I get out? And at 19, I got an email like, come try this concept. We heard you're a Zumba teacher. Come try. I take a 45-minute train ride. I go in, I'm like, sign me up. Whatever this is, I want mentorship, I want guidance, sign me up. And then that's what I speak a lot on stage is like I open up to my story that your lowest moment a lot of the time when you're in it, it sucks.
Mm.
But I always see like, okay, here's something that's really good. Everything is temporary.
Yeah.
Like nothing is forever. So if you're in a low moment wherever you are right now, like one, you can get out of it. Two, there's people that have been down that path that has also gotten out of it and like connect with them, which is us in this case. And three, like you're not going to be there forever. So you just got to like one step in front of the other
Yeah.
and like surround yourself with positive things. Only watch positive things. Like social media can be or just society can be very negative. And so I really guard my mind and I guard what I watch and who I talk to and all of that. And you can really transform your life in 30 days.
And okay, so what keeps you motivated? Like, what are some of the like, I don't want to say activities, but what are some of the exercises
Mm,
that you do that keep your mind positive and because it is so hard, like, and owning your own business on social media. Like, social media
it's a
is
lot.
something that we love and we freaking hate all at the same time. Like, I'm so thankful to social media because
Yeah.
that's how I grew my business like these last 5 years. If it wasn't for social media, I would be still working in a job that I hated. Who knows where I'd be. So, like you said, you have to look at the positive in it.
Yeah.
But the flip side to that is like you're constantly on your phone and you're constantly seeing other people's lifestyles that are better than yours, or business concepts that are better than yours. And like, so what do you do to keep your mind fresh and not
Mhm.
focus on all of that negativity?
Yeah. Okay. So every morning when I train, I listen to like a mindset podcast on YouTube. So we have like a small TV in the gym, in the home gym, and I'll put on like mindset motivation is one of the channels. And like anyone like in psychology or anyone that has mindset motivational podcasts, I'll just like watch it on YouTube, like watch it. I'll listen to it on YouTube while I'm training. So that's like prepping my mind for the day, like that's prepping my mind for the day. then I'm very cautious of like, I wouldn't say I consume social media. I'll post and I'm out. Like I do what I need to do and I'm gone.
I don't know how you do
It's
that. I find that
it's
so
hard. It's hard.
hard. It's so
And
hard to do. Like I'm
I never, I was telling Frank this the other day, my fiance, it's like, I never struggled with like the scrolling problem. Like I've never really had time for it. I was like, whatever, I just do my thing and leave. It was very much like for business. And recently I find well, not anymore, but last week I was like, I find I'm scrolling.
can
And he was
can
like,
I ask
okay,
you like
yeah.
how you feel when you post the video and like you don't get that reach that you ideally wanted? Like do those things
It's
bother
so
you as a
funny you
business, as an
asked
entrepreneur?
that.
Because that's the only reason why I'm scrolling is these freaking reels just to get ideas to do reels and to do them properly. Like so much time that I have wasted, so many arguments I have had with my husband about like I hate reels.
Girl, okay, so here's like a social media 101. I'm posting for quantity. Quantity is going out. I never rewatch my stuff and
Wow.
I never look at I never look at the views. I could care less. Whether it worked or it didn't. We don't like so the algorithm is so crazy right now. It's like who cares? Like you can
Good for
spend
you.
so much
That's
time.
I need to hang out with you a little bit more.
Yeah, girl, you
We need
could
to
spend
post our
so
videos
much
together.
time, like so much time trying to like crack the code. Meanwhile, I'm posting five things and like I don't care and I hit the audience already, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's so like I did so many social media courses and I paid thousands and thousands of dollars and it's like, oh, you can study it, but like you don't know. Like at the end of the day, the algorithm, we have no control over it.
Yeah.
You know? So I just like I know what works like
And you know,
for us anyways,
yeah.
like I post a tip where I'm talking, that's one thing. Then one where like I'm not talking, it's something that I've taken from somebody that I like and I duplicate it in my way. And then something fitness or health related, and I could care less if it's going to go viral. I just want to impact my community. You know?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't break your head over the views. Like yeah, sometimes I look at my story views. It used to be hundreds of thousands and now it's like very small. But who cares? Like at the end of the day, people are gonna watch who you want to be there anyways, and you can't focus on like what you can control. You know, that's how I see it.
Yeah, you're so good. I gotta take some lessons from you. Kathy, who has tried the products too. She
Yeah,
ordered the products from me. So she said, loving this live, so
so
real, so relatable. She's
good.
the owner of Matty Matty. I don't know if you heard of them. Yeah, we
Oh,
gotta go add them. I'm wearing the bracelet. My daughter made this one, but she made the bracelets that I'm
oh, I
wearing.
want a new bracelet like that. So Kathy, I'm gonna message you after this.
So
Yeah,
she owns her own business too, and often when I do my my what's it called?
lives.
Fairs. No, not my lives.
Oh yeah.
I hardly have time to do lives like this, but this is something that I would like to do because I told my husband in 2024 I'd like to start a podcast. And this is kind of like a
Similar.
podcast to me, but we see
Yeah,
each other, right? And it's not like we should definitely record this and put it on YouTube, but you know, we're so
yeah.
silly that we didn't think of it. Yeah, so I want to do that in the future, and Kathy would be definitely someone that I would love to do it with because every time that I connect with her, we're always at fairs or pop-ups
Great.
and we're talking and we're like discussing things. We're a little bit more negative, I have to say, Kathy and me together.
No, but I mean, there's like
But we
for
gotta
sure,
work on the
like
positive.
I sound so like optimistic. Like yes, 100%. That is how that's how I am most of the time. But like we're human. Like we all have days where it's like I can't freaking do this. And I'll tell you, like transparently, maybe 2 months ago, I found myself like something would happen or I don't know, like we would have a day and everything about it, instead of saying something positive about it, it was like, okay, but that could have happened instead, or this should have been this way instead. It was always negative. And thank God Frank was like, you got to stop this. Like he'll just like cut me. He'll be like, you got to stop this because it's just a negative spiral, and then you're attracting more negativity, and then it's just like never ending, and then you're like
Yeah, and you're not
stuck in it.
enjoying it either, right?
Yeah.
You're not like enjoying the journey because you're always thinking about
So
the negative aspect of it.
I like for sure I have like swings of that and moods of that, and things happen and you're just like so fed up. But yeah, over
So
after 9 years, I've kind of like been intentional with my time and mindset.
that's I can learn so much from you, honestly. I see you managing all these messages and see you managing like, you know, your brick and mortar business because you do have a fitness studio slash
Yeah.
bar that I love the concept. Love, love, love it so much. I'm like kind of getting addicted to your like personal like
Yeah.
your lifestyle.
Vibe. I love it. I love
your
it.
lifestyle. So yeah, so you have that, and you talk to me about the podcasts or the inspirational videos that you watch, but is there anything else that you do to kind of like keep your mind clear of everything?
Yeah, I would say in the morning. So I actually have it here. What did Frank say? What did you say? He said, I live with him. That's the answer.
So
No.
he's
Um,
helping it.
I have this, I got this on Amazon and it's called Gratitude Journal. It's like $10, not even, maybe $9. And every day it's like just random like things. So here's one. Something about me that I used to not like, but now I love.
Hmm.
And I would just write. And then when I'm traveling, like I don't always do the prompts, but I also just like writing affirmations, which I was never an affirmation person. Like I thought it was way too like woohoo and not like I wasn't into it. But now I really do feel like, especially for people with self-confidence, like Lambrini, we've achieved so many things and I still struggle with realizing that I've done all that. So it's
Hmm.
like I will write like I am a professional, I am a bikini fitness athlete, I've done Miss Canada, I have accomplished this, I've done that. So then you realize like, holy shit, like I did all this. Like this is me. And then that starts my day. Then I see a client. And then the other thing is music. For me, I think music, like, cause I was a dancer, pumps me up. So before any meeting, like I'm pumping music and I'm like affirmations. If I have something really serious that I'm gonna go into, it's like I love Sia because it's all about like confidence and women and like boosting your confidence. Listen to her and I just feel like my heart opens up and then I'm like what I've accomplished so that you can like it's hard because we have this exterior way of being a woman, but then deep down we struggle with our own self-worth.
Oh
So
yeah,
how
for
do I
sure.
like deal with that? It's like I write it out.
And it's so funny, eh? Like how we perceive people. Like I would look at you and I would think, oh man, this girl's got it all put together. Like she knows what she's doing 110%. So it's it's sad, but it's nice to see that,
We're all the same.
we're all the same at the end of the day, no matter what size, no matter like how tall, no matter, what you own, what you don't own. It's like it's nice to see that we all struggle with the same things. And now how can we build ourselves to work through that and become
Yep.
like, a she
and
society
and
where
I think
we
like
kick ass.
helping other people, that's really like my mission when I got into this and I decided to do the business full time. I was like, I remember like crying teaching a class and I was like, this is why I'm on this earth.
Were you
Like
ever
this is literally
shy?
yeah, for sure, girl. In school, I wouldn't talk to anybody.
Hmm.
Like, I had a girl, she messaged me for coaching, and so it's so funny. She came to my bar, she came to the office, I did an evaluation, and she was like, Vic, I was in your class in university. Like, we were together for 4 years. And I'm like, really? I didn't know. And she's like, you didn't say a word. Like, everybody was watching you eat your meals, have your shakes. Like, everybody was kind of talking about you, but like, you would just go in, do the class, and leave. I'm like, yeah. Like yeah, I was a like very shy person at the beginning, and then I think through fitness and like starting a business, it's really like you're back against the wall. It's like you do it or you don't. So my grandparents would always say you can't do it half-ass, and I was like,
Yeah.
I gotta figure it out. Like the lives
And I
on,
don't
we do
think
it. Teach the class, we do it. Figure it
and
out.
I don't think people realize that. I love that you said that your back's against the wall. Like this is my income here. This is my husband's income. Like we both work
Yeah,
in Ellie's Bowls full time. So if I miss, like everyone will always ask me, like, well, why are you always doing, a new collection every month? Like I have to do a new collection every month because if I don't, then who's gonna pay the
yeah.
bills? It's so scary to only rely on yourself. And to be that person, it's so much pressure. It's so much pressure, and especially as a woman, I find, because we do have so many other expectations put on us,
Yeah.
and that was such a struggle for me too when it came to business. Is like, okay, I'm head of this business, but then some things at
You have to be
home
a
would kind of
mom.
fall through. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like Chris would have to take care of the cooking or the cleaning, and I would feel so guilty
guilty.
about it. Like so guilty that like it
I
would make
think
me sick.
I think I've seen, like, I've gone to so many conferences and I've spoken at so many conferences with very successful women. Like, fitness business is mostly women. Um, and I think I've seen so many different varieties of a mom that, like, I would ask Frank, I was like, Frank, when we have a kid, like, what are we going to do? He's like, I'll strap the baby to me and we're going to serve shakes. I was like, all right. And like, I'm totally fine with it. Cause I'm like, there's so many different molds. Like, why do we have to say a mom has to stay home, clean the house, do the laundry? Like, when we started dating, I was like, Frank, like, I remember our first date, we're getting real deep. Our first date, I was like, are you prepared for me to be like, I had a gym. I was like, I'm never home.
Mm.
I work full time. This is my income. Like, this is gonna be it forever. And he was like, he was actually in my gym, and he's like, I've been watching you for a year. Like, I know what I'm signing up for. I was like,
Mm.
I'm not the housewife. I'm not the chef. I'm not the cleaner. Like, I'm not gonna clean the house perfectly. Like, I'm gonna do my best. But
Yeah,
and then I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna compare to like another mom who has a beautiful house. I have people write me on my stories like, is that laundry in the back? Like, your dishes aren't done. Like, dude, I'm human. Who freaking cares?
that's crazy.
You know? So
Crazy. That's crazy. No,
yeah,
that was seriously part of a big uh, like thing in my mind that I have to get over is I have
yeah,
such a mold of what a woman should, we're getting really deep
yeah,
now, of what a woman like should be, and I think coming from Greek, coming from a
mm,
Greek background and having a father who was like, from Greece and came
wow,
here very young, his mentality of thinking kind of like passed down to me, and grateful for that because his entrepreneur style and his grit to never give
yeah,
up also passed down on me. So I took that, but I didn't take the household expectation of
yeah.
what
But
a woman should be doing.
you're
But
changing the way for people and showing people that it's
I
possible.
and I have to give props to like your boyfriend who's soon going to be your husband. I don't know if people know
Yeah,
this but she's getting married.
yay.
Like I have to give props to both of them, and I want to like circle back on my story because I think it's getting late. It's like 9:04, and I think we should do the giveaway. Even though
Yes,
I'm having like a blast talking to you, I can talk to you till
I know.
midnight,
But
and
we
I'm
could do a round
oh my
two.
god, we have to do a round two because
Yeah,
I know it's getting late and people probably are wanting to go to bed, but I have to circle back on that. And my husband is so supportive, and I don't think I could have like an Ellie's Bows or now take on something else like Herbalife if it wasn't for him.
yeah,
And like I was at my point, he does so much. Like I can't even tell you how much he does like for me, and I'm sure that Frank helps you in
so much.
so many ways besides just being a support system, emotional support system, and how much like crap they take from us. but
Legit.
also but also helping me like see that I needed a difference, and wanting to help in that. Like when I had really reached my limit, Victoria, I'm telling you, some of my followers know my story, but some of them don't. Like 2023 was the worst year for me. Like I didn't take care of myself. I gained 20 pounds.
Oh,
Like I felt disgusting, and I just didn't feel worthy of anything. And every time someone would be like, okay, or my mom would try to encourage me to work out, I'd snap and I'd get so mad at her, and I'd be like, I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't like that was
yeah,
my I don't have time. I don't have time until I reached a brick wall. And like when I sat my husband down, I was hysterical. Like I couldn't even catch my breath
yeah,
to talk to him, to tell him how I just needed 30 minutes a day. I was like, in the morning, this is what I want. I want 30 minutes a day to take care of myself.
yeah. You need it.
And yeah, and now I do that. I work out in the morning. Like I have to get it off my list because I know that in the afternoon it's gonna be too crazy. My kids
Yeah,
are gonna come home. I'm gonna have homework, there's
with the
supper,
kids, it's
there's
hard
bath,
too.
and then you come to like realize it's 9 o'clock, and you're who wants to work out at 9 o'clock? Like
Yeah,
I don't. So I needed that 30 minutes in the morning, and he takes over. And that's also my fuel for the day. Like we talked about what motivates you and how do you stay clear with your mind. And I too now fill a gratitude journal to try to set me on that right path and
yeah,
set me like,
girl.
going on a more positive lifestyle, because that's what I really needed.
It's so
So
good.
when I had sat him down, he was like, yeah, no problem, no problem. And I knew that Herbalife, I had done it in the past, but it just wasn't the right timing.
Hmm.
And I had to get off of it. And then, but I remember the feeling of having so much energy with these products. Like
Yeah,
I remembered how good I felt.
it's so good.
No, but it's crazy. People are like, and I asked Kathy too. I was like, Kathy, how do you feel after day one? She's like, I feel already energetic. My kids have
So
gastro, but I'm
good.
gonna, I'm gonna kill this. Like she was really, positive about it. And I was like, yeah, that should be their slogan. Like,
More
helps you through
energy.
gastros and all these sicknesses.
True,
But
true. It's
the
so
amount
good.
amount of energy that I had taking these products was life changing. And I remembered it. And I said, you know what do I have to lose? Like I was taking like Kathy mentioned coffee, and it reminds me of I used to take 3 coffees a day. I used to take it in the morning,
Yep,
in the
same.
afternoon, and then I would send Chris to go get Tim Hortons, and I would spend so much money on Tim Hortons fast food. And I know
So
that I
much.
think that so much like it's crazy how much money I would spend, and I know that that's like a scare for a lot of people is when they see the cost they're like and
Yeah,
I'm like I try to flip it and I try to tell them like just like think about how much money you're going to be spending or
saving.
not spending, saving,
Yeah,
when you don't order out. Like I was ordering out every single week. I was getting 3 coffees from Tim Hortons, like, or Starbucks, which
exactly.
is like $14 a freaking
And
coffee.
the plan is like, I think it's like $3 a day, probably less actually. So it's like, and you have a coach, and you have a mentor, and you have the plan, and you have friends.
And you
So the way I see it is
have like
like,
these recipes, like it's crazy, right?
yeah, the way I see it is like you have all the resources so that you don't ever have to hire anybody else, and you save on groceries, and you won't be doing
And
takeout.
you do your
So you're saving three
workouts.
ways.
And it's crazy how much comes with
Yeah,
that because like when you signed me in when you were like okay sign into the portal and I was like yeah and then when I finally joined your live and I was like holy smokes there's recipes in here, there's workouts for the gym, there's workouts for
everything.
at home, like you have everything you need. And when you start to weigh out, and I said it in my story, like when you start to feel the difference, there's no price to feeling
Yeah,
better. Like there's no price to your health. I don't care. I was at a point where I was like I'll pay
anything.
like $1,000
Yeah.
for someone to come in here and just give me an IV and make me feel better. Like I was at that point. So
Yeah,
I was like, I have
some
nothing
people
to
really
lose.
have to get to a desperate. Unfortunately, I see this. I mean, I do this every day, but it's either a desperation or like a warning, like a bad blood test, a heart attack. I see heart attacks way too often, you guys. It's really scary. Like 3 a week, but 3 last week, it's too scary. And then it's like, okay, I'm willing to do anything. It's like, can we go into prevention? Like, let's not do that and let's prevent before you actually have issues. So,
Yeah, for sure. And funny you say that because I have cholesterol drops on my eyes. Like they look like little concealer drops almost on my eyes. And I went to go see a doctor, and I don't have high cholesterol, but then I went to go see my dermatologist, and she's like, your body's telling you something. You got to listen.
oh,
Your body's telling you something. So, I
interesting.
think that prevention, yeah, I think that prevention is so right. And I also think that people, when we start talking about Herbalife, they're like, okay, yeah, I'm going to replace a meal and that's it. But these products have completely shifted the way that I eat and
Yeah.
involuntarily shifted
In
the
a
way that I eat.
good way.
Like
Yeah, exactly.
in such a good way. Like, okay, yes, I skip breakfast, but I also decide if I want to skip
Yeah.
breakfast or not. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I skip my breakfast because it's the easiest thing for me to just do a shake and send the kids off to school. But the rest of the day, I don't have cravings for crap. And I'm telling you, like,
Exactly.
I would eat so bad. Like, I'm so busy in my Ellie's bows and making these accessories that I would go upstairs. I'd like grab a granola bar, I'd
Yeah.
grab chocolate, I'd grab chips.
For
Like,
busy
just,
people, it's amazing if you're
it's
very busy
crazy.
to make your life faster, simpler, more efficient. I have lawyers, doctors, nurses. Nurses never have time. Like I've seen all teachers, they don't have time to like go to the bathroom, they don't have time to eat, they don't have time for anything. So it's like instead of not having time, have a shake and at least you have some nutrients inside you. So no, for
Yeah.
sure.
And
Oh, this is
like
so good. I love
involuntarily,
this.
they change the way that like I look at food now, right? Like I said, like I don't crave it. I look at it and I'm like, meh, I
Yeah.
don't want it. Like I know it's bad for my body now,
Fuel.
you know? I'm like, meh, like I don't want to eat
It's
that.
good
Yeah.
fuel. I love it. That's so
So
good.
anyways, speaking about that, we're gonna do our
Yes,
giveaway.
let's do
And
it.
yeah, and I do want to say I want I'm not gonna say that I want this to be like a monthly thing or anything, but I do want to do a part 2 with you because I still have so many questions.
Yeah,
I
we'll do
wrote
it.
down like 10 questions that I have for you.
I
Um,
hope you guys had fun on the live
yeah,
watching. This has been great.
so we're going to be doing the giveaway, and then you can explain. I know that this is like a really healthy energy drink,
Yeah.
and you can explain it. Since I'm really new at this, Victoria volunteered to like help me with any other questions that you guys might have, and you can always DM me, or if you feel comfortable talking to Victoria, let her know you were from our live, and you
Yeah.
can like
Set you
chat
up.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So how do you want to do this, girl? How do we do the giveaway for the bows? Do they just
Okay,
put
so
their name?
we're giving away $25 of a credit. So it's going to be emailed to them as a gift
Oh,
card.
nice.
So what So maybe we should, to make sure that they were listening from the beginning. Uh-huh.
Yeah. See
Maybe we
who's on here.
should ask them a question about ourselves that we kind of like said.
Oh, touched on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So good.
I have to think about one.
I have one.
Okay, you have one? Okay, so you can do it. And this is going to be for the $25 gift card for my shop, for Ellie's
For your
Bows.
shop? Okay, so what did I do before starting health and fitness? Let's see who says in the
Yeah.
comments.
So what did Victoria do before health and fitness?
Answer in the comments, and then you guys will enter the giveaway to win
$25. So we should say the first person to write it. I don't know. This looks like a hard question. No one seems to be answering. Ah,
what's an easier one?
someone got it.
Wow,
Is it
that's
Jessica?
really good. Look at the detail on that. J. Rossi, love it.
Okay, so you will send me, hold on. I think it's Jessica Rossi. Send me a DM with your email address and I will send you your gift card. So thank you for watching from the
Wow,
beginning.
so nice. I had a
Crazy, huh?
dance teacher named Jessica Rossi. Watch it be her. Oh my gosh, that would be crazy. I'm gonna check you
There's
out
so many
after.
Rossies. I
Yeah,
remember dating a Rossi in high school.
so good. Okay, I love it. And then for the energy kits, so we're gonna give away an energy
Yeah.
kit. Basically, you guys, it has electrolytes, helps with hydration, headaches. If you're pregnant, gives you energy, and it's sugar-free flavoring. So you put it all in one drink, and it's our drinks that we sell at our smoothie bar, and you can make it to go. So whether you're driving, well, not while you're driving, but whether you're traveling or wherever you are, you can make that drink. Electrolytes, energy, and sugar-free flavoring.
So I
So
know that you told me. I remember telling you, oh my goodness, because like electrolytes, no one knows what electrolytes are, Victoria, if you're not
yeah,
into fitness.
true.
So if you have muscle pain, right? Or if
Muscle
you have
cramp,
cramps,
pain, yep.
this is what they would take, right?
Electrolytes. Yeah, if you guys have headaches, you feel like you're sluggish, you feel like you have cravings, actually is a sign of you needing electrolytes. If you have muscle spasm, muscle cramps, if you feel sore,
Okay.
electrolytes. It's actually
So, and they have,
amazing if you're a senior, amazing if you're pregnant, and amazing if you have migraines or you're like prone to headaches. You need to be taking an electrolyte supplement every day.
and in the package that they're going to have one electrolyte. They're going to have a lift off, which is like
Energy.
a healthy energy drink. And
Yeah.
then they have the flavoring, the sugar-free flavoring that they can put in there,
Yeah.
right?
And you'll mix
So you can
it all
either,
together or you can do two.
exactly, you can do two. So you can just have this as a drink, this one here, or you can have these two as a separate one,
Yeah.
right?
Or you mix it all together and we
And
call it
have
a mega
one.
drink.
And have one magical, eventful
Mega.
day because you'll be so energetic and you'll feel like $100.
Literally,
A million
literally.
bucks. A
A
million.
million.
Okay,
So girl, what's your question?
so my question is, I don't want to make it too easy because so many people know me. But where did I used to work before Ellie's Bows? I said it. What company did I work for
Oh,
before?
that's a good one. Giving away some good stuff here, guys. And then as Lambrini said, oh yeah, Joanie.
Joanie got it.
Love it. As Lambrini was saying, you guys, if you have any like personal health questions or you're like, I'm this and I want to get this, or I have these goals, or you've had experience, or whatever it is, we are here to help. You can either message both of us or one of us, or we will guide you the right direction. And we have a challenge this month, so you can join with Lambrini in this challenge, and it's amazing.
Yes. So wait, I want to talk about this challenge. So it's a February challenge,
Yeah.
and the last date to sign up is tomorrow, right? Tomorrow. So for all of you who were interested or who are interested or who are going to be interested after this, I know so many people are looking at us like, where are they getting their energy at 9:16? And it's the products.
Literally.
So,
You guys have access to a challenge. Basically, it's all my workouts. You have recorded workouts that you can do at home. You have live workouts with me on Zoom. So we log in. It's really cool because we see everybody's face. You can put your video on or off. Very like efficient, fast, simple workouts. And then we have the meal plans. You get your product kit shipped to you, directly to you. And then recipes and our coaching. And we have a chat group, so you're not alone.
Yeah, and the products ship fairly
Yeah.
quickly. Like they ship within 2 days, so you can start to live a healthier lifestyle like right away, which I find is the best. Because sometimes when you're waiting for your products, you tend to go into bad habits. But now you're like, okay, I'm motivated, I'm pumped, I'm gonna
Yeah.
start, these products, and then they arrive at your door like within 2 days.
Fast.
So
Yeah.
it's very helpful. Yeah, and yeah, it's
I
just
love it.
it's honestly one of the best decisions that I have made, and I've lost 15 pounds in 30 days.
So
So
good.
contact I know it's crazy, and the scale is going down. I don't want to mention every week how much I'm at because I want it to be like a big
Still, you
bang at the end of the month.
still have to share the whole journey, share the
And,
whole journey. And guys,
and
what's
you can
crazy
win a
is
thousand
like,
dollars.
yeah, we give away $10,000 to 10 people every month. So $1,000 US, which is actually a lot Canadian, for 10 people every month.
And okay, I wanna just say two things. I remember two things. You can join wherever you are, US, Canada, because I have a lot of US clients. So no matter where you are, you can join. And number two is if you don't feel comfortable being that vulnerable and showing your before pictures, you don't have to. Because I know a lot of my customers were asking me like, do I have to post a picture of before I really don't feel comfortable or I don't
Yeah,
know
you don't have
how
to.
or yeah, you don't have to, right? So if like that will you won't win $1,000 or you won't be eligible to win because you won't see your before and after pictures, but you'll still have access to
Everything.
everything that everybody else does. So you don't have to be vulnerable. You can be shy the first month, and then the second month
And
you
then
can
you got to
gain the
do it.
confidence and do it. Yeah, that's what I did, right? I was
Yeah.
like, look at my pictures. My mom was laughing at me. She's like, you're crazy.
But it's true. And it was really nice, Lamborghinis. You have a really good group of girls, and like we got a really good group in the chat.
Oh,
So it's fun. You're not alone.
you keep
You're
on
like,
touching
it's really nice.
on points that I'm like, I forgot to
Yeah,
say.
no,
Like,
it's
I
great.
was so isolated and alone as a mom of two. Like I felt like the only connection that I had was Bose with my customers. But
Yeah.
now you've opened my eyes into like a whole other community. And I've, like Sylvie just coming up to me, not Sylvie, but Kim, right? Kim, that was at the
Mhm.
last workout.
Yes.
Kim came up to me and she was like, "Hi, I'm Kim. Is this your first time?" Like, you don't understand. I was floored by that. And
You're
I
like, wow,
like it
I
was,
have
yeah,
friends and people.
yeah. And now like you talk about her and I'm like, I know her, right? Like
Yeah.
it's just it feels so nice. Even the friendship that I made with
Yeah.
you, like the
No, I
connection that
feel
we've
great.
had. Yeah, it feels so
Nice.
nice. And I just want people to know that if you feel isolated at home, it also comes with a community and it opens up your eyes to so many other people who are living in the same path as you and who are just trying to work on themselves. So you have like, partners that you may not see, but you like see them in the text. You know what I mean? All
Exactly.
right. So I don't know if
Oh,
anybody is interested in buying the kits
energy
right
kits,
now. They're $10.
$10. Yep.
Yeah, they're
And I
ten
know,
dollars.
Francesca, you asked a question. So, what are the main products? I would start with our morning cocktail. Lambrini has all the info. She can send you a photo of it. And basically, it's four products you mix together as a morning drink. It has the tea, the aloe, and the probiotics and the protein juice. So, it's just like a great starter program where you're not replacing any meals. If you are like, listen, Vic, I'm so busy, like I don't have breakfast, I don't have time for snacks, you could do the shake program that Lambrini is doing. Her and I are doing kind of a mix of both, which is the morning cocktail and the shakes. But just to start, if you're like, listen, I don't know how to start, I'm not ready to go all in, I'm a little bit skeptical, I would just start with the morning cocktail because it's one drink every morning. You don't miss it. It's super simple. It tastes amazing. You can drink it throughout the day. It's just an easy add-on to your life, and you will feel and have
And all,
results. So that would
all
be
the
a great way.
products taste amazing. Like
Yeah, they
I'm
taste
sorry,
really
but
good.
they taste
A
really
lot
good.
of people think like, oh, health, it's gonna taste bad, or like aloe vera is a jelly.
Oh
Like,
yeah, a
no,
lot
it's all like
of people ask me
liquid
that
and
too.
pow. Yeah, liquid and powder, and like it's all like natural. The taste is amazing. It tastes like Kool-Aid.
It does.
Literally, that's what it tastes
It
like.
does. It does.
Yeah,
Tastes like Kool-Aid. But if you wanted like a one-time, if you want to try it for a one-time energy
yeah,
drink
it would
that
be
will help you, Victoria,
please.
discuss all the benefits of this drink, we can sell some now on the live.
Yeah,
So I want to, they're $10 including shipping, right? I got something in my eye. I got a fake lash in my eye or something.
I would. So $12 including shipping.
Okay, so $12 including
Just
shipping.
for where you guys
Yeah.
are, yeah, $12.
And you have either one drink where you have like a boost, a crazy healthy energy drink, kind of like a Red Bull, but like much,
Healthier
much, much better for you. Or you can split it into two servings. So if you would like this drink, comment with the word
energy.
Healthy. Oh, energy,
Healthy.
energy. Yeah.
Healthy energy. There we go.
Yeah, comment with the word energy and we'll hook you up and we'll send them directly to you and you'll be able to try a product for such a great price, $12 including shipping. You'll be
Yeah.
able to try them, see what all this fuss is about being
And
energized. And if
then
you
is Kayla's just asking, is that the morning cocktail? So that's the energy cocktail. The morning cocktail is a little bit more for like digestion, slimming your waist. That's a bigger program. But it's less than $200. Like it's very, very affordable. But the energy cocktail would be this one for $12.
yeah, and if you, I know there's not that many people on our live. Usually like we hit a 50, 60 on our live. If you are, we're going to save it.
Yeah.
Victoria, I don't know if it's going to save on both of ours, but if you miss out on the energy cocktail
Yeah.
and you want in, you can always DM us with that word and we'll know to hook you up with
Yeah.
it. All right. So, Kim,
Yeah.
I see Lulu Lanyard wants one. All right, who else wants a healthy energy drink? $12 shipped to you. Kim, I know
Shipped
you're
to
gonna pick
you
up because she lives so close to me.
directly at your door. I'm just gonna plug my phone before I lose you guys.
Didn't we end it on such a good timing?
So good. You guys, this has been really, really fun. Honestly, what happened
And
here? This has been really fun.
now,
I love
and
it.
now you're gonna, yes, Kim, you'll see me very soon. And
Gail,
now
yeah.
Gail
So,
McFly.
energy, hydration, no more headaches, not sluggish. You will have a big boost of energy without a crash and sugar free. So, no more sodas, no more slushes, no more any of that. You'll definitely see a difference.
So much better than Red Bull or drinking
Much
those
better.
drinks for you.
Because
Yeah.
Red Bull, you guys, has like 40 grams. Well, normally it's between like, I would say 15 and 40 grams of sugar, which is equivalent, are you ready? Of like 2 to 3 ice creams.
Oh my
So
goodness.
think about every time you're having that little can, it's like having ice cream or a donut.
And
So,
I'm sure you're not just drinking that can, you're drinking it and you're also having a donut with that. So, you know what I mean?
exactly.
Like, because you just want
Exactly.
that boost. You just want that energy. That's what I was seeking with my coffees and with my Starbucks
Yeah.
and with all the junk, is I just wanted
Because
that.
you have an increase, but then you have a crash. And then for me with coffee, I was always like waiting for the next high of caffeine. This is like you have the boost, you're gonna hydrate your body, so you're actually gonna feel good. You're gonna be hydrated. It's sugar free, so it's actually tastes good. But then you won't have the crash, and then you feel great. Like
And,
I've been waking up at 5 a.m. Doing my workouts, no crash. Like it's great. Yeah, I saw
and
Barbara, which is your mom, I believe, right? She was like, I need this, so you gotta have
yes,
one.
I'll hook my mummy up. She's so cute. I love her so.
You'll be prepping more bows faster than you know it.
The assembly line will go quicker. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I've done a lot of lunch and learns in like huge pharmaceutical companies, and they say like efficiency is better. People are not like calling in sick as much. So it definitely, I mean, it's your health at the end of the day, but it definitely has a huge impact. Yeah.
Victoria, I mean, I can go on and on about how these products have helped me, but you just finished saying you don't get sick often. Everyone in my household is sick, and I've been using the immunity
Yes, powder.
powder every day. I swear I am floating by, like I'm gracefully like away from all these viruses. And it's crazy. If you know me, you know my kids are always sick, and I was always sick, like always. And I haven't been sick since I started the products. Crazy.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
Guys, mommies, I see the moms, they're sick all the time. And I'm like, just try this. Like, it's your health at the end of the day. You're going to feel better. You're not going to be as depressed because you don't have energy. You feel sluggish and you won't be sick. It's funny. Frank always says, like, we don't get sick. It's like a mindset. It's like we just don't get sick.
Yeah, I
And
tried
so,
that, but the products help more.
yeah, yeah.
I
But like
tried the
once you have
mindset.
your health, then it's like, okay, just focus on like this is not, don't even let it come to you, but
Okay, and
for
I have
sure.
one more question about this. Can you drink it like in the like when is the best time to drink it? Can you drink it in the afternoon, like, or will you be
No, so
like going crazy and not be able to sleep?
I would say morning and afternoon, but people that are sensitive to caffeine, I would not have it after 3 p.m. But listen, I just had one at 6 o'clock, and like I'll go to bed and I'll be fine. Some people are sensitive to caffeine. Like it's there is caffeine in it, but less than a coffee. So it's just the people that are extra sensitive, you could like have it minimum 2 or sorry, maximum 2, 3 p.m. Not obviously before bed. This isn't like a relaxation drink. This is an energy drink, you know? So yeah, I would have it morning or in your afternoon. Like when you get a crash around 2 o'clock, you can have it then.
All right, so I'm gonna do one last call,
One
and
last
then we can
chance.
one last chance to grab it. So if you want this, comment with healthy journey,
Healthy
right?
energy.
Healthy energy. Yeah.
Love it.
We've changed the keyword like 3 times. Healthy energy, and it is $12,
Yeah.
including shipping. $10 if we don't ship if you come pick up, right? So
Yeah.
$12, and you can have 2 drinks in there for $12. So that's $6 a drink. Sorry, but you're not gonna find a caramel macchiato cheaper than $6, and it's not gonna do the same thing, right?
There you go. There
There
you
you
go.
go.
Exactly. Lambrini, this has been so fun. So we'll save the live, and then whoever comments, if you guys need help, if you have specific goals, whatever you need, we're here for you.
That's it. We are. And thank you so much for taking the time out of your crazy schedule to spend time with me
I'll see
tonight.
you Friday. We'll do another prep for the week. It'll be great.
Oh yeah,
it's been great.
for sure. I'll definitely suck up everything I can in that moment with you.
Yeah, we'll chat tomorrow. Gail, what are the other stuff in there? So it's electrolytes, which is good for hydration, and then an energy capsule, and then sugar-free flavoring.
And they come
So
in different flavors.
yeah, lime or
Yeah.
orange, but Lambrini will send the info for everybody who orders, and you guys can kind of like customize whatever flavor you want.
All right, so you can always
Yay.
order by DMing afterwards, and I'll contact you. And for those of you who were on the fence and who are convinced, you can send me a DM too.
Yay. Perfect.
Elise, your work is always great, and Victoria, looking forward to reaching out to you. Amazing.
Amazing.
Okay,
Thank you guys, and thank you, Lambrini. That was great.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. Have a great
Bye.
night. Bye.